Hello. So it is Friday today. I'm heading out this afternoon into the city. I haven't been in for a while, so I'm excited to go in and see a couple of my favorite places. I'm not going to be in there for long. I have a dermatologist appointment late this afternoon, but I'm just going in a couple of hours earlier because I wanted to go to a cafe. I really want to do some journaling, kind of set my intentions for the rest of this month because I have been slacking a bit on my journaling lately. So I want to just spend a bit of time doing that. Of course, I'm going to take something with me to read. I am reading The Everlasting by Alex Harrow at the moment, which is a little different for me because it is quite a romance story. It's really interesting because it's about a scholar who falls in love with this knight, but they're not in the same time period. So it's been really unique and really interesting, and I think the writing is really good too because I've never heard of this author before. Of course, I am going to visit a couple of bookstores today just because I'll be around. Because it's been such a busy week, I've kind of cleared tomorrow. I just plan to play Dark Souls 3 and read, really. And on Sunday, I'm going out of town just for the day, for a day trip, and I'm going to be going to an antique market, one that I really like. I haven't visited in a couple of years, so I'm going to take you along with me to that. Hopefully I'm not going to buy too much, but honestly with these markets I do struggle a bit because I always find so many incredible things, and I have a couple of items in mind. For example, I would like to find another candelabra because the two that I have in my room, the gold one that is on my desk here, and then the other one on my vampire bookshelf, I found both of those at these markets, so I'm hoping I can find something similar. But apart from that, I'm just excited to kind of go somewhere and do something different, so it should be fun. But I'm going to pack up my bag now, so I'm going to show you what's in there, and then I'm going to head off to a cafe. thought I would show you just my little haul. Just quickly though, I did get my nails done, finally, but I really love these. They're like my usual color that I go for, but like a chrome on top of this. Anyway, so I got these gloves. I honestly tried them on as a joke, but my sister and I liked them so much and it was so cold. So I bought these. Of course, I gave them a little clean first. I find like with a lot of vintage gloves, you know, they can be really tiny as well, but these fit me fine. And I kind of feel like a villain when I wear these, which I love. Of course, end up getting the Heather Mason Silent Hill 3 pop, whatever these are called, bubble head things. Honestly, I am not a fan of these usually. I have one in my collection, which is the Gary Oldman Dracula one, his outfit in the film where he's wearing the top hat and he's got the cane. So I don't usually buy these, but I bought this one because I know they've just come out recently and I've never seen them here, and there's not a lot of Silent Hill 3 merch, I guess, out there. I've never seen anything before. And there were some other ones. Pyramid Head was not there, but there was the Bobblehead Nurse. And I already have a Pyramid Head and Bobblehead Nurse figure, so I felt like this would be a good one to kind of put with them. And she is very cute. And then I also got the vintage leather boots. I just really like the silhouette of these. They look really 90s to me. As soon as I tried them on, I just really like them. So I've given them a clean and I'm going to polish them up. Our Williams leather conditioner that I have, which I know will make them look a lot better. Hello, I'm back. It's been a pretty busy week as always. I feel like I say this all the time, but yeah, always have pretty packed weeks. I'm glad it's the weekend now. It's Sunday. I've been out running errands this morning. Rico is behind me. He's resting, trying to get a bit of sun that's coming through today. I want to talk about some of the books I've been reading lately and give you a few quick updates, and then I also have a box here that I want to open up together. I talked about The Everlasting by Alex Harrow. Not an author I am familiar with. I picked this one up because I have been getting into more medieval fiction and dark fantasy. This one is more lighthearted though, and it's more of a love story. I'm not a huge romance fan, as I've mentioned before, but this one stood out to me because of the plot. I enjoyed reading this. I thought the writing was great. The storyline itself was very unique and different, so I appreciated that. So overall, I would rate this book 3 out of 5, and I would recommend checking it out if you are into medieval fiction and you're looking for something with a bit of romance as well. I did also finish reading Berserk Volume 1, which I showed in my last video. I picked this one up secondhand, that's why you probably see a few scratches. I love secondhand books. I prefer to buy secondhand books over new, not just for the price, but I don't know, I don't like the feel of like those really new books. I know that probably sounds weird. I like a used book. As expected, really loved this. I now understand why so many people just absolutely love this series and why it's considered to be such a classic as well. I like how dark it is. I love the setting, the characters, the story. I love Guts. He's just so interesting. So I know there's like heaps of these to collect. I think maybe 14 or more. So I would like to start collecting these. They're definitely not cheap though. I got this one for a really good price, but I knew they are a little bit expensive, but I'm hoping to get volume 2 soon so I can continue with this story. And I do really want to be able to watch more of the anime series soon. Trying to look for some DVDs at the moment so I can get into that as well, but this has been really good and I'm loving it. I do of course want to talk about Dark Souls 3, which I finished this week, which was quite an achievement for me. Every time I finish a FromSoft game, I do feel very proud of myself because they're not easy games. People have said to me that they want to play these games because they're drawn to them, but they're scared, which I understand because they are lethal to begin with. Once you do get the hang of it and you start progressing and leveling up, they are really enjoyable and the boss fights end up being a lot of fun. And with Dark Souls, I did purchase the trilogy quite recently, and I did start with 1 because I had every intention of playing these games in order because I know that's how you're meant to do it. I knew from what I had seen that Dark Souls 3 was probably going to be the one that I would enjoy more, the familiar gameplay, and I was right, which is why I was able to get through this. And every time I play a new Soulsborne game, I'm just blown away at how beautiful they are, and I'm just find myself falling in love with even more characters because the character design in these games is honestly unmatched to any other games I've ever played before. My favorite bosses in Dark Souls 3 were the Lothric twins. I love them. They're so beautiful and their story is so tragic, and that fight was pretty lethal and hard, but I enjoyed it. And I really love the soundtrack of this game in particular, so I really want to get the vinyl of that one soon, and I do want to pick up the artwork book as well. But anyway, the reason why I wanted to kind of slot this game in here quickly is because I know that the creator of the From Software games, Miyazaki, he did draw some inspiration from Berserk, and I can definitely see that, especially in the Dark Souls games. I think they have kind of a similar vibe in some aspects. So if you are a Berserk fan, definitely check these games out if you haven't already. I am now reading Elric of Melniboné by Michael Moorcock. Going on this medieval dark fantasy journey, I am being very picky about what I want to read. By this stage, I really know what I will like and what I won't like. So coming across this series, which is one of the most well-known, well-loved fantasy epics, and what it's about, I felt like I would really enjoy this. I'm only about 6 chapters in at the moment, so I really can't say too much other than that I am enjoying it and I like the characters. Elric especially is different to what I expected, but I like that about him. He seems very complex and I'm really enjoying the world that this is setting, so I am keen to keep reading it to see what's going to happen next. Also, this edition that I bought is so pretty. I won't usually go for a hardcover if I'm buying something new that I've never read before, but this was like the same price as a paperback for some places, so I thought, why not? And just looking at it now, I see there's a signature by Brom, so I think he may have done the artwork for this, which I can definitely see, and it it makes me love it even more. There's also a map inside. So I'm going to keep reading this and then come back and tell you what I think of it when I'm finished. Rico's now awake and stretching. Hello, Rico. Rico has come to say hello. He is very camera shy, honestly. As soon as I pull my phone out or there's any kind of camera around, he will just turn his head like this. So for the rest of the day, I do just plan on reading a bit more and also playing more Bloodborne. I'm gonna have a cozy afternoon, and I've got the perfect thing for that, which is this month's box from Sakuraco. You may have seen me unbox last month's box, which was a lot of fun and it was very delicious, so I'm really excited to open this up. If you don't know Sakuraco though, they are a monthly Japanese artisan snack box featuring traditional sweets. Every month has a theme, and as you can see, this month's one is Mount Fuji. Look how cute this box is. I feel like if you go to Japan and you don't see Mount Fuji, even from a distance, you're really missing out. Every time I see it, the sheer size of it always amazes me, and the Yamanashi prefecture, where all of these snacks have come from, is really beautiful as well. So I'm gonna open this up now and try some of these. There's about 20 snacks in here, which is a lot. I was really surprised last time, so obviously I'm not gonna be able to try all of them, but I'm gonna pick a couple to try out with you. So this is what the inside looks like. They always include a cultural booklet, so you can learn a little bit about the area and some of the things you can do there. And of course they talk about the food from this region as well. I see some mochi and I'm really excited because if you know me, I am such a mochi girl. And then each page goes through all of the snacks, and it's really handy because, as you'll see, the snacks obviously have Japanese packaging, but they include a little picture so you can understand what everything is. So some of the highlights in this box: the peach jelly, the Mount Fuji warabu mochi, which is probably what I just showed, and also the Yamanashi corn senbei, and I also really love senbei. So let's go ahead and pull some of these out and try them. They always also include a tea, so this is this month's tea. So I'm going to brew some of this after. You can see here this is a premium green tea. So this is the Mount Fuji Ryokucha. Another cool thing about these boxes is that they include one tableware item. So last month I had a little dish, which was really cute. This month we've got the Mount Fuji Tenuki. So this is a 100% cotton traditional cloth. So that is the tenuki. So cute. Feels very good quality, so I'll be using that one in my kitchen. Okay, and then we've got all of the snacks for this month. As you can see, there is so much in here, so I'm just gonna try a couple. Okay, so I have found the mochi, Kanten Shingen mochi with the kineko soybean flour, which is my favorite. And it's bite size, which is perfect. So let's try this. The mochi, that looks delicious. So I'm gonna try this now. Oh wow, this is a good mochi. It does have honey. Ingredients are also listed as well and everything, which is handy. I think I'll try this one next. I've got like a whole bag of these, which is the salted agumochi, a traditional Japanese snack, which is made by deep frying mochi rice cakes. I've never tried this before. It's seasoned with roasted salt. Let's open these up. That's what they look like. Wow, these are really different. I really enjoy eating rice crackers, but I've never tried a deep fried mochi one, so I like how light this is. Both of these so far have been a 10 out of 10 for me. I'm gonna try another one, which I've just spotted here. This is a matcha and gyokuro cookie. This one has the uji matcha. If you're a matcha lover like me, you will know that Uji in Kyoto is the place for matcha. And it's also got gyokuro green tea, some sesame and peanuts, which sounds delicious. So let's open this one up. Okay, there's two in here. They did get a little bit crumbled, but that's actually perfect because I don't have to break it up. There is the matcha and gyokuro cookie. I feel like this is a combination of everything I love. You can really taste the uji matcha. I love things with peanuts and sesame seeds, so this is another 10 out of 10 snack for me. I can't wait to try the rest of these this afternoon while I'm gaming and reading. I just think this box is such a great idea because you get to try so many different things that you may not have picked up yourself, because these are also carefully curated. They're also things that you would generally find in a Japanese convenience store, so it feels very special. If you wanted to get a $5 discount off your first box, you can use my code and I'll pop a link in the description below. But a huge thank you to Sakuraco for sending me this absolutely delicious box.